Zimmer has passed away at the age of 83. He spent more than 66 years in baseball, 56 of them as a player, coach, or manager at the major league level. He was proud of the fact that he never drew a paycheck outside of baseball. Zimmer's playing career began in 1949 after signing with the Brooklyn Dodgers. His major league playing career spanned 12 years, and starting in 1971, Zim was a coach or manager with several major league clubs. Matt Vasgersian now with a look back at the life of Don Zimmer.
For a lifetime 235 hitter, I've had one hell of a life.
More than an ambassador of the game he loved, Don Zimmer was the ultimate baseball witness. In fact, the case can be made that Don Zimmer had been present for more significant baseball events in the last 7 decades than anyone.
He saw it all. I think they should look at him almost as a timeline for some of the great moments in baseball history.
Donald William Zimmer was born January 17, 1931, on the west side of Cincinnati, Ohio. A standout three-sport athlete at Western Hills High School, Zimmer signed as an amateur free agent with the Dodgers following his high school graduation in 1949.
A lot of people don't know it, but I got a large bonus of $140 a month.
But his baseball life almost didn't happen when Zimmer took a curveball to the head in a minor league game on July 7, 1953.
One of the wives came running over to our apartment up in St. Paul. Han just got hit with the ball. And she brings her radio over, and of course the more they talked, the more serious it got.
He drifted into unconsciousness only to wake in the hospital 13 days later.
I remember the Dodgers telling me, they said, you don't have to worry, we'll have a job in the organization for you. I'm 20 years old or something, what are you talking about? I said, I'll play. I was able to play 12 years in the big leagues after that.
In 12 seasons, Zimmer played 1,095 games. He compiled 773 hits, 91 home runs, and a .235 batting average. After Zimmer hit 2 home runs in one day, Roy Campanella was convinced Zimmer was eating his spinach.
He said, geez whiz, no wonder he can hit it so far. He's got arms like Popeye.
Popeye was a 2-time World Series champion. He won with the Dodgers in 1955 and bore witness to Larson's perfect game in 1956. But it was his post-playing career that cemented his mark on the game. He bounced from club to club as a manager and coach throughout the 70s and 80s. After stints with the Expos and Padres, Zim took over as manager of the Boston Red Sox in 1976.
Number 34, Don Zimmer.
In the second half of the 1978 season, the Red Sox squandered a 14-game lead over the Yankees. A 1-game playoff was held in Boston to determine who would win the AL East pennant.
2 up, 2 on, 2-0 Boston, top of the 7th.
There comes our Bucky down. And when he hits it, I said, good, that's an out.
It's on the wall. It's a home run for Bucky again. Yankees get the lead 3-2.
The Red Sox and Zimmer's playoff hopes were crushed.
We won a lot of games, but we wound up short.
After leaving the Red Sox, Zimmer managed the Rangers before his childhood friend Jim Fry, then GM of the Chicago Cubs, asked him to manage the team. In 1989, the boys of Zimmer won the NL East, and Zim was named Manager of the Year.
He just went with his gut feeling a lot of the times, and I'll tell you what, in 1989, every button that he pushed worked.
After coaching tours with the Red Sox and Rockies in the 90s, Zim was sitting at home. Joe Torre called and asked him to bench coach the New York Yankees.
I said, could I call you back in a day or two? He said, you can have 2 weeks if you want. It was an hour later I called him back. I said, you got a bench coach.
Zimmer was Torre's rock. And during his tenure with the Yankees, the ultimate baseball rubbernecker added 2 more perfect games to his resume.
David Wells has pitched a perfect game. A perfect game by David Cole.
A professor of the sport, he was a valued member of the new Yankees dynasty.
I've sort of been a sponge for knowledge, and there isn't a better person that you can learn from than Don Zimmer.
In 2003, after a widely publicized on-field encounter with Red Sox pitcher Pedro Martinez, Zim apologized for his behavior in an emotion-filled press conference.
I'm embarrassed. It happened yesterday. I'm embarrassed for the Yankees, the Red Sox, the fans.
The umpires, they're my family.
You cannot believe I still have a bag of fan mail, teachers and everybody else, saying how much that meant, that he admitted that he was wrong and that he apologized.
In his latter years, Zim the baseballer became Zim the author, penning 2 books, The Zen of Zim and a memoir appropriately titled A Baseball Life. After his term with the Yankees, he settled with the Rays as a senior advisor, making Don Zimmer the last former Brooklyn Dodger to have served on the field in some capacity.
That's baseball. That face. He is baseball.
And he will forever be remembered as the man who saw it all.
Commissioner Selig released a statement on the passing of Zimmer. He said, like everyone in Major League Baseball, I am deeply saddened by the loss of my friend Don Zimmer, one of our game's most universally beloved figures. A memorable contributor to baseball for more than 60 years, Don was the kind of person you could only find in the national pastime. As a player, Don experienced the joys of the 1955 world champion Brooklyn Dodgers and the struggles of the 62 Mets. In his managerial and coaching career, this unique baseball man led the Cubs to a division crown and then, at his good friend Joe Torre's loyal side, helped usher in a new era in the fabled history of the Yankees. On behalf of Major League Baseball and the many clubs that Popeye served in a distinguished baseball life, I extend my deepest condolences to Don's family, friends, and his many admirers throughout the game. Joe Torre had this to say about his former bench coach. I hired him as a coach, and he became like a family member to me. He has certainly been a terrific credit to the game. The game was his life, and his passing is going to create a void in my life and my wife Allie's. We loved him. The game of baseball lost a special person tonight. He was a good man. Here's some reaction around the league about Zimmer's passing.
Attempted to address the boys. It's not easy. Yeah, we lost a good buddy tonight. I'm totally going to miss his advice. From us to the entire family, so sorry for your loss.
We're just going to miss him around here. We have been missing him, and we're hoping he would get back and get well, but, you know, he's going to be missed. Touched a lot of lives.
Jim was around when I first came out. You know, he's someone that, you know, he taught me a lot about the game. He's been around. He's pretty much seen everything. He was close to my family. He was good to my family, and I miss him.
Great baseball man. Baseball lifer. Was a mentor to me. Had him 10 out of my first 11 years in the big league. So wherever he went, I went. He taught me a lot about this game. A close friend, and I'm going to miss him.
A couple tweets about the passing of Don Zimmer. David Price tweeted, the game of baseball lost a very special man tonight in Don Zimmer. His presence around the clubhouse made everyone better. #thanks Zim. And former Yankee Paul O'Neill added, I'll never forget going to the dugout early just to hear your stories. God bless you, Don Zimmer. You will be missed. Donald William Zimmer, gone at the age of 83.